Hello, and welcome. What's today? Sunday. It is Sunday. Geez, Louise, what a quick week that has gone by. How are you? I cannot believe I am here on a Sunday night. I'm not used to this, but here we are. So let's go to the chat and then we're going to get started. I got to go to work this morning. So I said that last time I was on live on a Sunday, and I was on here for 2+ hours, but I don't plan to be. So let's see. So today we're talking about, it's a GLP-1 update. I'm telling you about my weight progress. I'm telling you about my doctor's visit, my yearly doctor's visit, 12.5. Am I staying on 12.5? And anything else you want to know? I don't know. You guys might want to ask me some questions. I don't know. All right. So let me see who's in the chat. I saw my girl Mail to the B was up in here. All right, so we got Mel. She says, please like and share the live stream as you enter, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We love that. Important, if you're reading this chat message, then you're in the mobile adapted chat. Please join us on the standard chat if you would like. Okay, very good, very good. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Miss Brenda, how are you? She says, hey, Mel and friends. Now, Miss Brenda, I see like a little mobile phone by you. So you must be on the mobile phone, on your mobile phone. Isn't that funny? Now, are they correct? Because it does, I see a little picture. I'm quite surprised I can see that small of a font there, a picture. All right, we got Keish. Wait a minute, we got Anissa. Hey, Anissa, I was watching your video today about gaining weight. I said, my Mounjaro sister, geez, Louise, it's a rough life, isn't it? All right, we got Keisha. How are you, Keisha? She says, hi, Diva, Mel, and Miss Brenda. Happy Sunday. Let's see. We got, who else do we have? The real MVP. She says, happy Sunday, Dee Dee, Mel, Brenda, and Diva fam. We got my guy, Mediterranean D, better known as Devin. Okay, Devin is coming in hot. Guys, we need an appetite to build muscle. Weight breaks down muscle. Muscle is post-meiotic. When you get lean muscle, I'm going to have to look that up. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds super fancy. It says when you get enough lean muscle is when you want your appetite back so you can build muscle. Very good. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think I realized that it's just hard sometimes. All right, Mayor Mindy says, hey. We got Chi Chi. Hi, everyone. She says, happy Sunday night. It is a Sunday night. Can you believe that? Sweet Bee, how are you? She says, happy Sunday, Dee Dee and chat. And who else do we have? Sherry, you caught alive. How are you? She says, happy Sunday, Dee Dee and girlfriends. I'm looking over here at your picture and it just caught me off guard. Look at you. I love the cartoon caricature of it all. She says, and GLP-1 friends. Look at that. I just love that. All right. Grant, how are you, Grant? He says, hey, everyone. How are you? We got the Teddy B. How are you? He says, good evening, all. We got Kim K. Hi, Kim. Looking cute as ever. All right. Let's see. Bellflower, my twin. How are you? Happy Palm Sunday, Diva and Diva chat. Somebody else said that to me and he sent me a text. So sweet. So thoughtful. Okay, let's see. Sweet Bee says she took her first Zepbound shot this past Friday. I wasn't expecting anything in particular. So far, you haven't noticed any side effects, good or bad. So I'm going to have to remember after I get started to give you some confetti for that, because I think that's awesome that you took that first injection. Very good, very good. All right, I'm scrolling down, and who do I see? It's Darian. How are you? He says, happy Sunday, Dee Dee and Divos. And the visitors and the bushes. Oh, so funny. You cracked me up, Darian. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that Sweet Bee. I want to get started because I kind of have a lot to say. All right, so I'm just going to start off by saying, this has been a busy week for me because my daughter has been on spring break and I started 5 minutes late. I never want to be over 5 minutes late. So when I saw it was 7:35. I jumped on here because I, don't want to do that, but no, I don't like to keep the good people waiting. But also, I was trying to find this video of this science experiment I did with my daughter, and I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere out there on my computer. But I've been, I've just been busy. This week has been my daughter's spring break, not my spring break. My spring break hasn't come yet. It's been my daughter's spring break. And so she hung out with me at school a couple of days, and she had doctor's appointments. We had dentist appointments, and, we just had a lot going on. It's been a busy week, and, and I'm ready for her to go back to school. I don't know if she's ready. Are you ready? Just tell me from there. Are you ready to go back?
No.
Oh, man. I thought you missed your friends. You want to stay with me?
I like spending time with you.
Oh, so sweet. She said she likes spending time with me. Well, I love spending time with her too. But I just think, we got to get back to the business of it all. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay, so that's what my week has been busy with, that, like, things going on, things to do. And one of the good things is, by her being at my school, I got more steps in than I normally would get. I was just busy as a bee. She likes to walk all over the school, visit all the teachers. So I got some extra steps in. So that was pretty cool. And that's one of the biggest changes since the last time we met, I think about a month ago, is that I incorporated walking and doing more of it, like conscious walking, like getting up, jumping on that walking pad, being aware of how many steps I'm getting. My goal is 7,000. And if you looked at the thumbnail, I'm going to tell you why I have that face on, because it's something my doctor said to me, and I'm like, lady, now what is going on? So I don't know. What should I start with? Should I start with my doctor update? Should I start with the weight? What should I do? Let me start with the doctor update first. I'm going to start with the doctor update. I do like to share my labs. I know I might get to a point where I don't share my labs, just because I don't know. I was like, why am I sharing my labs on a YouTube channel? It sounds like so crazy, but I've been doing it, so I am going to do it. Maybe I have to show these next ones after, maybe that one more, because those next labs, I'm aiming for something here. So maybe I'll do one more of us showing my lab, and eventually maybe I will down the road. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. So I think too, it's a reason why I'm saying this, and I'll save that for another day. But so let's just start with the weight of it all. So I'm going to put up here, I like to put my little titles up here, because I like to stick to the topic and stay to what I said I was going to talk about. And I like to stay focused, really. That's what's really what I love to do, is stay focused. So this is going to help me focus in. So I just want to tell you about the conversation I had with my dad. Now, my doctor. Now, another thing I was going to talk about today, and I decided not to, because it's a conversation for a whole nother video and live stream, is about the hormones of it all. And I meet with my menopause doctor the week of my spring break. That was an appointment I managed to get in on my spring break. So I'm going to talk about that then. I think it has a great place. Plus, I would have talked to the doctor, and I'll really be able to talk about what's going on in more detail. But so my 12.5 dose. So I'm just going to tell you my 12.5 dose. Without any further ado, I am staying on 12.5. My doctor thought it was the best thing for me. I think it's the best thing for me, but the most I guess insightful thing is the conversation that led up to that. Now, remind you, I'm going to show you my labs. At the time I'm talking to my doctor, we don't have my labs. Like, we don't know what's going on with, my lab work. We're just assuming everything is great. And you will see if it is or if it's not. So I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to show you my labs, and then I'm going to talk about, well, maybe I'll show this screen first. So I'm going to tell you, one of the things I have been watching, trying to get down, is my cholesterol. So I don't know who remembers, but my cholesterol has never been over 200, right? And that's where you don't want it to go, over 200 and over. And my cholesterol has never been that. So, which is a good thing, right? Which is a good thing. So I'm just going to tell you, let's look at cholesterol and what it actually means. So for people who don't know, if you already know, you're golden. If you don't know, think of your cholesterol like a highway. I like to, I'm a teacher, so I like to kind of make things work. So your HDL is the good cholesterol, right? That's like the cleanup crew. Your LDL is like the trash, the bad cholesterol. Your triglycerides is that extra fat or sugar that's floating around in your, in your arteries. And then that makes up your total cholesterol, is everything combined. So I just had to put that in perspective before I show you my numbers. So my cholesterol, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this time, and I'll show you a comparison. So this time my cholesterol was at 200. 200, that's considered borderline high. I'm like, what in the heebie-jeebies is going on? My LDL, it should be high. The higher, the better, right? Your LDL. So my LDL was a 63. That's considered good. My LDL, the lower the better, is 124, and so that is not good. The last time my LDL was taken, it was 104, I believe. We'll see a slide that has the comparison. So it went up. It went up, like my cholesterol. It went up. And then my triglycerides, it should be under a certain number. Mine is under. Mine is at that 44. So we go to the next slide here. This is kind of what it means. So my total cholesterol is a 200. It should be less than 200. My good cholesterol is at a 63, which is great. So I'm gonna, think I like to think of this as if I was given a grade. So if I was given a grade to my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, that would get an A+. If I was given a letter grade to my LDL, it should be under 100. The lower the better. Mine was at a 124. That's kind of like a B, right? It's a B. It's slightly elevated. They consider that, but it's not bad. My triglycerides should be under 150. Look at those babies sitting at 44. So that's considered an A+. So I'm right at the borderline with that total number. My total number looks high, but it's mostly the good stuff that I have going on with everything else. So overall, I'm in a healthy place. My HDL is strong. My triglycerides, remember what triglycerides we said it was, the fat and things floating around, that's very low. And so my LDL is slightly elevated. So that's what I kind of need to work on, getting that down. So I don't know what happened between October and when I just took my results. I don't know what happened. I'll get to that in a second. I don't know what happened, but let me just show you my comparison to when I went in October, what my numbers were looking like. So these are my labs with my A1C. So in October, my A1C of last year was 5.6 in the normal range. And I have diabetic range, but 5.6 is still in the normal range. That's a mistype. It should be normal range. So I need to change that because I don't want that sitting up there. My fasting blood glucose level is at a 70, which is great, right? That's a good, fasting for me. And so that's looking good. It kind of stayed the same. So remember, this should be normal. It says diabetic, but it should be normal. My I had high blood pressure before. My blood pressure, before was 122 over 76. This time it was 124 over 82. And then my cholesterol before was 186. And my LDL was a 104. So now that went up to a 200. And then the other one went up to a 124. So that 14-point difference when everything else is, looking good. I don't know exactly what happened, but I do know that I need to be, to correct that, eating less seed oils, even sometimes I have things with like peanut. People say they cook things in peanut oil. No, you can't really do that. It really should just be that avocado spray and olive oil too. And I do use olive oil. So I don't know, but I mean, the Mediterranean diet allows you to use that. So I have an appointment also on my spring break with a nutritionist. So I'm going to sit down with her and talk to her. Eating more beans is something else that, I was told I probably need to do. you know, but I remember back when I gave up meat for Lent, my cholesterol was even higher than it was when I didn't give it up. So I don't know what's going on. The good thing is, you know, I'm in a hospital system where they have all my records. So everybody can see, one hand can see what the other hand is doing. So those are my labs. Things just kind of stayed status quo, and my cholesterol just kind of snuck up there a little bit to the 200. So what does that mean? That means, you know, that my cholesterol is like, I'm right at that border, right? I'm right at that 200. And my goal is to really bring that down. So some of the things that I've been doing is, you know, maybe I need to look at some of this stuff I'm eating. I don't know. Am I eating too much dairy? I never really even cared for dairy, but I've been eating it now, trying to get the protein in, especially because I'm not eating the protein bars. So I don't know if you could tell what these are, but these are eggs that I cooked up. And I know some people don't like to reheat eggs, but I don't want to cook every single morning. So I cooked a bunch of eggs, you know, and I'll have a couple of those eggs. Those are turkey crumbles. I'll, cook those. And then on some days when I don't even, feel like doing that, I'll grab one of these Chobani protein, 20 grams of protein. I'll grab one of those yogurts and sometimes I add granola to it. Most of the time I add strawberries to it. And so that's what I'll have. Sometimes I've had walnuts I put in there, and I'll have that. So that's what I'm doing in the morning. And, because I can't have my protein bar, which is, I used to grab that and drink a protein shake. So, which was a lot of sugar when you think about it. So I can't do that. I haven't been doing that because I gave up protein bars and like any sweet kind of treats for Lent. And Lent is still going on, as you know. Well, for me, it is. So this is kind of like what I'm doing now. This over here, my daughter, this is her treat. Now, I haven't eaten that, but, I do the strawberries. I have bananas. Another thing I'll have is grapes, some pineapples, and then I'll have some pistachios. That's what I've been snacking on. My daughter she loves strawberries too. So I got her some little strawberry shortcakes, and then she put some whipped cream on those. And honestly, I haven't even wanted to eat it. The first day, though, it looked kind of tasty. But I haven't wanted to eat it. That's her snack. That's what she eats. One of the things she wanted to do, every Sunday, you guys know, I'm an 80-20 person. Maybe this 20% is jacking me up. But we'll go to like a restaurant she wants to go to. And usually it's the IHOP. She wanted to go to Benihana, and I told her it was her spring break. So we went. And so here it is, or hibachi, I should say. And here it is, what we had. Now, this is a picture. The lady wanted to take a picture of us. It wasn't our birthday. I don't know what that was about, but thank you. So she took our picture, but probably because we were the only ones in there at first. We were the only ones. We had our own table to ourselves. My daughter thought we were so special because we had our table to ourselves. So here we go. I had the shrimp. And now, mind you, this is cooked in oil. So there is that with that cholesterol, right? So I had the shrimp, I had some rice, and these are vegetables, the zucchini and onions. My daughter loves zucchini. We ordered her extra zucchini. And so there is that. And then that's my salad. So people always say, like, they showed us what they ordered. How much did they eat? Well, this is how much was left when I finished that. So this is the start. And then over here is the finish, my salad and that. So I took it home. And I ate it the next day, the rest of it. So I did have and enjoyed it too, I will say. So that's one of the things I splurged on in this last week. So one of the things though I could do is, how, being on a GLP. Sorry about that. Your taste buds and everything could change. Well, I tasted a bunch of salt. I mean, when I tell you it was salty, that meal, and I saw what he was putting on there, I regulated how much salt and seasonings and stuff he could put on there. I would tell him, but I could still taste it. It was so strong. And I'm one of those people, even before the GLP-1, I was a pretty bland cook. Like I have to have spices and all that kind of stuff going on. So it was a lot because I'm not used to that. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that sodium meal caught up with me, and that we just went on Friday. What's today? Sunday. We went on Friday. So that is that. So that gives me something to work on. Now my doctor doesn't want to see me again for 6 months, but I'm going to go and do some blood work in probably before my birthday. My birthday's in July. So before my birthday, I'll do some other blood work. So that's going to give me something to work on to get that cholesterol down. She won't take that. She told me 3 months to check your cholesterol is kind of soon. She wants to wait until 6 months when I go back in September. So I don't know. She might change her mind. You know, if I really pressed her about it, she would do it. But definitely to check on my A1C. We'll do that in 3 months to get that A1C. Now, I don't want my A1C to go down, but so low, because I worry about the people who start to get the opposite when their A1C goes down really low. And one of the things I'm going to be doing in the next tomorrow, probably the next time I eat, is cutting back on some of these carbs. I'm just going to be counting the carbs because I'm one of those people. I'm a carb person. I love to eat carbs. And, you know, I do eat the protein, but I do get the carbs in too. And I try to eat the carbs. If I'm going to eat carbs, I'll eat them during the day, like sweet potatoes, rice. You know, I go to Chipotle and get that Chipotle bowl. At first, I was getting just like 1 scoop of rice on the bottom, and I get double protein. But then I started getting it on the side, and I would give it to my daughter. I saw these people who I kind of respect in the medical field talking about how brown rice, and I always get brown rice, is worse than white rice. If you're going to get rice, you should get the white rice. Now, they don't steam it. So another option I could do, they steam it, but, you know, they add their little stuff to it. Another thing I could do is make my own rice and put my own rice, or just don't eat the rice. There's been times I didn't get the rice at all. And when I leave out of there, when I don't get rice, my bowl is sad. It just, you know, I don't get all the sour cream and all that kind of stuff. I sometimes I get beans, sometimes I don't. But anyway, they cook everything in oil. So no wonder my cholesterol, you know, probably went up with that. Just the Chipotle alone, eating, you know, you got to think what they're cooking it in. They're not cooking it in olive oil. They're not putting a spray or two of avocado oil. So when I think about all those things, it makes sense. And so, you know, I just got to fix it. So that brings us to, I see we have some new friends that came in the chat. I'm going to go into the chat afterwards. We have some new friends, and I didn't put this on my non-scale victory because I was searching for this video. And right before this live, I braided my daughter's hair, and I was cutting it close. And so I didn't get to put this as a non-scale victory. I didn't think of it at the time, but a non-scale victory for me is something I'm going to show you after my weight. So can you guys, you know, it's been a month since I weighed in, and the last time I weighed, I don't know if I put that on my chart, but I was down 84.6 pounds. I remember that. Let's see what my weight was. I want to say it was, what was it? That was, let's see. I'm going to say I was on here March the 6th. So let me go to my comments and see what was the last weight that you guys saw. I can't find it. Jeez Louise. Oh, here it is. Oh, the last time I weighed in on here, I don't know, this says, okay, I was 222. So that would be 84.6 pounds, or would it? Was I don't know. Okay, that's the last one I'm seeing in my phone. Okay, all right. So let me go to my app. Maybe it's in the app. I feel like I was on here before that. But anyway, so my weight today is, should we guess? Should you guess? Should I just tell you? I'm going to put it up here. Now, remember, I remember now, the last time we met, it was 84.6. And I was trying to get to that 85 pounds. Remember? Because I was like, that's a milestone. I was so close. I was annoyed with myself that I didn't get to that 85 pounds. So do you think I got to the 85 pounds? I want you guys to guess based on what I told you. Do you think I'm at that 85 pounds down? The last time I was at 84.6. I was so like 0.4 pounds. I was surprised I wasn't 0.2 because that 0.2 follows me around. So what do you think? So now I emailed my doctor because in the meantime, my doctor, we haven't discussed these results. So I had some other things I asked her questions about. And, she knows how I feel about taking medication. I only take Mounjaro currently. That's it. That's all. So she didn't, I know she's like, I know she probably wanted to say, let's put her on a statin. I don't want to be on a statin for 200 cholesterol. And really, I have some other good numbers, but I can't go up anymore. Like again, I don't have room to breathe. I got to get it under control. So you guys, do you think I'm at the 85 pounds? Wouldn't it be something if I was 100 pounds down? I'm not. I'm definitely not that. So, all right. So some people, ooh, Mindy, you're always such a good guesser. Okay, all right. So, okay, let's see. So people are saying yes. Oh, Kate, how are you? Kate Ruth, how are you? Michelle, frankly, Michelle, how are you? Okay, so Mindy says 85.2. Mindy, if you would be on point. Geez, Louise. All right, 86.3. Okay, we got some good guesses here. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm gonna put it up there. Harper and me, how are you? All right, Brenda's saying 87.6. Okay, all right. All right, very good. She says, yes, thank you. Marlene Robinson, thank you. All right, Mel thinks I went down 3.8. Yes, you got this. Well, Mel, we will see. Okay, all right. So here we go. Dun 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 dun. Hey, dun 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 dun. Hey. Here we go. Oh, I'm down 86.4 pounds, 2 pounds. And if it wasn't for that hibachi, I think I would have been down more pounds. I am telling you. Here we go. I don't know if I can't see it big, but maybe you guys can see it big. So my non-skill victories, I put walking, sleeping better, and I'm still wearing my Ayuga gear. I actually have on some Ayuga pants as we speak right now. And I'm going to tell you, geez, Louise. Let me see. I'm going to show you. I should have put this as a non-scale victory, but it's a shirt that I can fit that's an extra large. So remember I showed you guys the last time I was on here, I showed you the coat that I could wear. And actually I wore that to school one day. And I had bus duty where, I car duty, I should say, stand out with the cars and put the kids in their cars. My daughter loved doing that job. She helped me with that job. Actually, I got 2 more days and I can't wait till it's over. Because the weather has not been good. It's been kind of cold. But I'm going to show you guys my shirt. I still have the tag on it. It's an extra large. Do you see that, baby? Extra large. And I saw this shirt, and I'm like, I'm going to see if I could wear this shirt. And I was confident I could wear it, but I didn't try it on until I got home. So I have it on tonight. So let me show you. Dun, 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 dun. Look at this belly. I got to get this belly going. But yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So it have room in it. That's the funny thing. I thought it's gonna be tight. It's really not even tight. I have room in it, room to breathe, room to grow or slim down. I don't want room to grow. I want room to slim down. So yeah, so that's my non-skill victory. I forgot to put that on the thing. And this is the shirt I would wear to work. It's super cute, super flowy, comfortable. But yeah, so that's what I mean when I say over and over and over in my videos how you gotta rely on those non-scale victories because, and I told you I'm slow and steady. Slow and steady is that scale going down 2 pounds, 3 pounds. That's it. Mel, you were very close when you said 3.8 because I did get on the scale before this one I'm showing and I was down a little bit more and I should have went with that because I heard people saying I weigh every day and I go with the highest scale. Some of these content creators, I don't do that. I go with whatever Sunday's weight says, that's what I go with. So I could be down a little bit more, but it is what it is. I have embraced what I'm doing. One of the things so I know I need to do is cut out some of these carbs because I do want my A1C to go down lower than 5.6. I want to get it in like the 5.23. Can you do that? Is there a way you can calculate that? I want it to go down a little bit more, but not too low because I don't want to be one of those people that's trying to, maneuver not being having that hypoglycemic effect. I don't want that where I can't do this and that, and I'm worried about working out too much, and you got to eat here and now. Right now, I'm just kind of easy breezy. But one of the things that my doctor said, and I'm going to tell you guys, we were having a conversation, and and one of the things she said was, she said, I said, I'm going to see a nutritionist. I said, I realize, my weight can come down. I need to pick the pace up. I feel like I don't need to, I want to pick the pace up. And she said, I said, but I don't want to go up on 15 because I'm still having appetite suppression. I'm not really having food noise. The cravings are gone since I gave up the sugary snacks and stuff. So I'm not even having that going on. And I said to her, I'm going to take these off. They're not that clear. Jeez Louise, I thought I wiped them clear. And so one of the things she said was, I said, but you know what? I'm going to stay on this 12.5. And she's like, are you sure? Because I could write you a prescription for the 15. And I said, well, I just got some, 3 boxes of 12.5. And she said, well, that doesn't matter. If you need 15, you need 15. She said, but it's up to you. And I said, you know what? No, I said, I could go up to 15, hoping it's going to make me lose weight. But we know that's not necessarily true. What it's going to do, in my opinion, now, do I know? No. But in my opinion, is based on the research and things I did, it's going to suppress my appetite even more. I'm not going to be able to eat. And then, of course, I'm going to lose. And it's not going to be because I was still eating 1,800 calories between 16 and 18. It's not going to be that way. It's not going to be because I picked up my walking. It's going to be because I'm not under eating. And I don't want to be an under eater. And I just don't. I don't want to do that. I really want to, and I'm trying to grow my hair thicker. So I'm trying to do some other things, and that's just not going to serve me to do that. Now, whatever other people are doing, I think that's okay. I think you got to just, do your own thing. But for me, I don't want to do that. So we'll see what the nutritionist says. Honestly, I don't know that the nutritionist is going to tell me anything new that I don't already know. But I do think it's good if somebody can sit down and give you a plan and you could talk about things. I think it can't hurt. But my doctor said, and she said, but I'm going to tell you, she says, you stay. She said, I'm glad. She's like, I'm proud of you that you want to make sure you have those lifestyle changes and you're just not relying on titrating up. She's like, because anybody else would have came in here and said, oh, I'll go up to 15. And she said, I like how you want to, incorporate, lifestyle changes. And she said, so you're walking and not just doing the strength training. And I said, yeah, I'm lifting those weights. I said, I realized I need a trainer because I know I could do heavier. When you're doing things on your own, there's nobody here pushing me saying, lift that heavier weight or do that one more rep. So I know I could even do better in that area. But I told her I was doing 7,000 steps. I showed her my little smartwatch. And you know what she told me? She said, if you want to lose weight, you need to be doing 10,000 steps. I said, Doctor, can I get credit for the 7? She's like, yeah, but you need to be doing 10. So I told her by the time I come back to her in 6 months, I'm going to be doing those 10,000 steps and I might just be up there with Mel to the Beat, averaging 12 to 15,000. So that's a silent go. It's not silent anymore because I done told 84 people that's watching and I didn't told y'all. So that's my goal when I get back to her to get up to that point. Now I got retirement coming up where I plan on luxuriating after I go to the gym. So I plan on luxuriating. So I said, and so she was just, she said, I'm so proud of you. And she said, you know what? She's like, she said, with everything that you got going on, she said, guess what? You look good. So I'll take that. I will take that. She said, I would never guess that you are 53 walking up in here. She said, you just look good. And I said, well, thank you. So I rolled on up out of there feeling good. Now, mind you, we didn't have my laughs back. And she thought my labs were fine. I've been emailing her with some questions about what's going on with this lab, that lab. And then my hormones is a whole nother thing. And how long have I been on here? 34 minutes. One thing I am going to share, I don't want to get into the hormones of it all, because again, that's a conversation for another day. I want to go up in this chat and greet the people, and I need to get out of here. This is my daughter's first day back at school after her break. But one of the things that's been going on with me, and I wonder if you guys can see it, the way this shirt is made. Well, let me take this shirt off, because you guys might be thinking, she's taking that shirt back. I am not. Bam. You can't see it on here. Oh, I didn't realize that, because how the shirt is made. But that Eva Mist has been irritating my skin. It has been irritating my skin. So I don't know what I'm going to do. One thing I do realize is I'm not having I don't really have the brain fog I had. I'm not as moody as I was, I will say. I would get real irritated real fast, and I haven't been doing that. And so, but this is irritating me. So I'm either going to switch to something else or not take it. Like, when I show you my arm, how I scratch it up and I've been rubbing it, because my daughter reminded me, Mom, you said don't do that. So, I've just been kind of scratching, and, and my skin is even lighter, on my underskin, under my arm, you flip it over, it's even lighter. And so you could just see it. It looks like, I'm bruised all up. So I don't know if I'm allergic to this spray or what's going on, but I'm going to find out. So, and then I think I'm going to email the doctor and see if I could spray every other day. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know, but it's irritating. So yeah, but I've been dealing with it. I've been spraying and I've been rubbing. Spraying and rub. So if you see me doing this, that is why, that's why I'm doing that. Like if you were, talking to me or something and I started doing that, that is why. So yeah, there's that. So the hormones of it all, I still don't know how that's playing into it. I'll find out. Again, I meet with my menopause doctor on the week of my spring break, and I meet with that nutritionist. Actually, I made them back to back on the same day. So I'm going to go from my menopause doctor to the nutritionist, and she's the one who actually wrote the rec for me to go to a nutritionist. So I'm going to do that and see what they tell me, and I'm just going to tell them what I see for myself, and you figure out a plan to like make it work and make it come together. But cutting carbs back is something that I just need to do for myself, because I want to get that A1C down for sure, and not having the seed oils. And when I was looking up how to lower your cholesterol, besides eating more beans, which I do a nice job of that, that's the one thing I can pinpoint to something that I was doing a lot more. Like when I make my salmon, I put that olive oil in the pan and saute it up. I do have cooked it in the air fryer, but I still put something on it. Like I'll spray that avocado spray. So yeah, I just need to come up with different ways of cooking things, yeah. So that's kind of my goal. So I won't know about that until September, because I probably won't have labs done again until September. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because before I go to that menopause doctor, I want to have labs taken of all my hormones. I'm going to walk up in there. Remember the one time I was telling the story how my doctor, the one I was just with, didn't want to see that DEXA scan. And I said, I'm putting on heels. I'm walking up in there with my DEXA scan. I didn't put on heels, but I had cute shoes on, but they weren't heels. But I walked up on in there with my DEXA scan, and she didn't really pay attention to it the first time. So guess what? The second time I went with my second one, now I got a comparison. I walked up in there with that DEXA scan, and she was so proud of me that I went and did it. So I plan on getting another DEXA scan too. I probably won't get one until like around my birthday, like June, July. Before I go to Dee Dee's meetup, I'm definitely gonna do the DEXA scan. So that's my goal, is to go back and do that. So I got a lot of things going on. The DEXA scan around here, and I know you guys could tell me all kind of coupons, Groupons, this and that, with the DEXA scan, but it is not cheap. And I was lucky when I got my first one, I automatically signed up for my second one and saved $100. But I also get that RMR, the resting metabolic rate. So I want to get that again too. So I will be doing that, but I'm on a retirement budget. So if I can't pop up and go every 3 months, just because, for what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait and go, and I'm going to have to space it out. I got to be smart with my money. So, and that's one of the things that I said, I'm going to, instead of going, I was supposed to go in this month, right? And then instead of this month, I said I would go. Now they sent me an email and I caught it kind of after, probably it was a day left on the sale where they had like a Valentine's Day sale. And I said, man, if I would have caught that, I probably would have gone, because it was like $150 off the regular price. So that just goes to show you how expensive it is. But the DexaFit I go to is where some of the athletes and stuff go. So, you know, they probably figure, honey, you're coming here, you can afford it. Well, guess what? I could afford it. Not anymore. But I'm not changing places. I'm staying with the same thing. I just saw that Pammy Whammy. Thank you. I love this blouse too. It's so cute and airy and all of that. And the best of all, it's an extra large. So yeah, so I don't know what I would do. I was so happy I could fit in an extra large. It's been so long since I could fit in an extra large. I started to bring a picture. I'm going to show you a picture of, it's going to be in a video maybe, but I'm going to show you a picture of when I the flattest my stomach has been since I can remember. And I thought I had it attached to this, and I don't think I do, because I'm on my last slide. I don't think I have a next slide. Do I have a next slide? No. Yeah, I do, but it's not that. So I thought I was going to attach that here. So my daughter was so excited about recording this. So let me see if I could find her video of that science experiment. Now, hopefully this whole situation doesn't come crashing down. So this is, you know, one of the things we did, and I'm going to give myself credit too. You know, we do a science experiment where we learn about the 3 states of matter. And does anybody know what the 3 states of matter is? Let's see. This is the smartest chat in all of GLP-1 land. Do you guys know what the 3 states of matter are? Did somebody put that in the chat? Does my daughter remember what the 3 states of matter are? Do you remember? I don't think she's paying attention to me. She's not listening. Okay, you guys know what the 3 states of matter are. So we do a science experiment to talk about the 3 states of matter, and it involves ice cream. So I get ice cream, I get root beer. We make root beer floats. And so my daughter was so excited she's been at my school before when I've done that, but usually I do it toward the end of the year. I kind of changed things around and did it this year. The other teacher, yes, solids, liquids, and gases. So we did an experiment. So of course the ice cream is the solid, the root beer is the liquid, and the foam that the root beer makes is the gas. So I'm going to show you, my daughter recorded it. And one of the things I'm proud of myself for is I didn't even eat any of the ice cream. I didn't, you know, I gave it up for Lent, and I don't know that I would have if it wasn't Lent, because it just wasn't appetizing to me at all. Let's see if it'll play. Got it. Wait.
I'm not just gonna chug it down. I'm gonna enjoy the moment.
Got it.
I'm not just gonna chug it down. I'm gonna enjoy the moment.
All right, that is it. You see that solid, liquid, and gas. Now, it's so funny. The kids were so excited about doing that. And my daughter said to me on the way home, it's so funny. No, when we got home and we were just talking, she was like, Mom, you should be a science teacher. You make a great science teacher. I said, I am a science teacher. That's why we were doing the experiment. She said, oh, you're a good science teacher. So that is so funny. So some of the kids had never had a root beer float. Maybe a couple kids didn't like the root beer. I would say out of 44 kids, because I have my class and my team partners class. And out of all those kids, maybe 2 or 3 didn't like the root beer, and they poured the root beer out. They still ate the ice cream. But I just thought that was so cute. Then they had a paper to fill out where they had to identify the solid, the liquid, and the gas. And so my daughter, she loved it. So she got to have it twice, right? Because I repeated it with, my partner's class. So that was so fun. So I didn't eat that, but I'm telling you, being a teacher, it's food involved in everything. Food is involved in everything. And then I just recently found out, now my principal could be watching. Are you watching? are you watching? I found out my principal was also retiring. So I thought I was going to, and maybe I still will, but I thought I was going out just quiet, low key. I just been told a bunch of folks on YouTube, that's all. And I thought I was going out quiet. Now the principal is retiring. So it's going to be a lot of celebrations. I'm like, geez, Louise. So I just thought that was so funny when I found out she was retiring. I thought, geez, Louise, I thought it was going to be, I'm sliding on out of there. But one of the things I want to say about, my school, a lot of the teachers are retiring because we have a lot of older veterans at my school. And when I first started teaching, it was a stereotype that when teachers got older and they had like all this security, they couldn't necessarily be fired or whatever. I mean, some of the teachers, though, were just doing whatever they wanted to do, and they weren't trying to learn new things. They weren't trying to be creative. And so I'm going to give credit to myself and the other teachers in my building that I teach with, because a lot of the teachers are 30 plus years, 25, 30 plus years teaching, and they're still trying to learn. They're still trying to learn. They're still trying to grow. They still want to do fun things. They're still trying to make learning fun for the kids. And so I just love that. I love that. So if you have a teacher that's doing that, when May comes up and you have kids, even if you have grandkids and they've been through school, when May comes up, show the teacher some appreciation, because just like, that buying that ice cream or root beer, I don't get a stipend to do that. That's my own money. Nobody tells me, here it's to cover that, So that's when they say that teachers do spend a lot of their money. A lot of them do. Now, you might be thinking of the worst teacher ever that's not doing that. But most teachers are not that way. Most teachers are caring, and most teachers really do love working with kids. And because of social media now, you'll see these teachers that are just totally violating kids and not making good choices. That's not the majority of teachers. Those are some of the rotten apples that are in the bunch. So then teacher appreciation is coming up in May. And one thing I will say, being a teacher, I always give to my daughter's teachers, even the ones I don't really care for. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I figure if you're a teacher and you're there, you love kids, you have your heart in a good place. And then I want them to treat my daughter nice. So I make sure I show appreciation. So yeah, so there's that. All right, so let's go up in this chat. Let's go up in this chat. Let's see. Oh, Anissa, you're looking to retire. We can be retirement sisters. So, Anissa, I saw your video about gaining weight, and I will say, being a type 2 diabetic, being postmenopausal with these hormones, I'm just now starting my hormone treatment. It hasn't really even been 3 good months yet since I started. And they say give it 3 to 6 months. So I'm not going to judge it. I was just judging it, wasn't I? But I'm not going to judge it just yet. But so it's a lot going on. So I say, and I know, I was saying this and I heard everybody saying it, and I don't hear too many people saying it. So I'm going to start saying it again. I'm going to give myself grace. And I'm giving myself grace because I got a lot going on. And I still have managed to put myself first in the midst of everybody else's situations. Like, I've had since, the last time I talked to you guys, I made the video about my mom's BFF passing. Well, her daughter, my cousin, her BFF passed. So that's been hard on her. And I knew her too, and she was my cousin's BFF. Wherever you saw one, you saw the other. So I've had that death. And then I have one of my BFFs, her cousin is not looking so hot, and I need to check on her. So I have a lot of stuff going on. So when I say give people grace, I always say you just never know what people are going through. You never know what people are dealing with. And so stop being so judgmental out there and worry about what you're doing on your journey. Don't worry about what other folks are doing. I don't like that. And now if you're around my home, maybe you can give me a word because you you reached your goal. But if you haven't reached your goal, don't tell me and anybody else what they should be doing with their goal. So as anybody up in this chat, I'm talking to you. How about that? Mel to the B, you can tell me Mel has reached her goal. MVP, my girl, my inner circle is the best. So I get those ladies holding me accountable. We got my girl into the V to the P. We got my girl Mel B. We got my girl MVP. Did I say her? Mindy, Mayor Mindy. We got Miss Brenda. We got a little inner circle. And you know what? Those ladies are the ones that are coming to, all the things we're having. I go live on there and they all have met their goal. So, they're in there. They're in there telling me, giving me some great advice and helping support me along the way. So I appreciate that. And I'm going to be honest, I'm willing to listen to them because they've met their goal. Right? They have their goal. And, I'm a goal setter. So I'm going to listen to those ones that are, goal setter. So, we can all learn from each other, though. We definitely can. We can definitely all learn from each other. So I'm going to start saying that in my videos. Give yourself grace. I stopped saying that because I heard so many people copying and saying it. So I'll go back to saying it now because I haven't heard it. I haven't heard people saying it in a long time. So guess what? I'm going to be saying that again. So if you don't want to hear it, then just click off when I say it on the video. How about that? Okay, so new people have come in the chat. What's up, new people? Where are you? Wait, who did I see? Really, Raquel, how are you? She says, hey, Sora, and everyone in the chat, hello. And look, I'm wearing pink. How about that? But deltas look good and everything. How about that? Who else do we see? Wait a second. I'm scrolling down. I think I see, I'm sorry. Positive T, how are you? Positive T. He said, what's up, Diva? I'm imagining you saying it like that. Let's see. We got Brother Paul. Baby Dee is so adorable. She is Paul, that reminds me. Let me look at her. Look at these glasses. Oh gosh, this is so funny. She had to have these glasses. They're clear. And she wears these glasses. Well, she even wears these glasses to what do you call it? Gymnastics. And I said, honey, how are you flipping, in glasses? And she's like, they stay on, they're fine. I told her if they break. Now her godmother bought from the company Firmoo. You want some Firmoo glasses? Go check out the description and the link. I'm gonna buy me some new glasses from there. They have some that I have my eye on, and I said I was gonna buy them. I'm gonna wait till my spring break when I got time. That's how busy I am. I don't even have time to sit down and place an order, for something. I've been so on the go. But I'm going to buy these glasses. But yeah, I told her if she messes those glasses up, she is not getting another pair. So I thought she was going to take them off today. She just still wore them up in there. Ruth, how are you? Ruth's Healthy Lifestyle. How are you? She says, hey, Dee Dee, and everyone in the chat. Okay, so Sweet B, you said you're in Canada. So the quick pen is the only option if it seems not as well made as the Ozempic Wegovy pen. And it seems like it's not as well made, and it seems to take longer for the dose to administer. Okay. So you're talking about, so you're using the quick pen, the Zepbound quick pen. Is that what you're saying? And you're saying it's not as compatible or well made, put together. Well, I don't know anybody. I know somebody. I don't know if they want to tell that they're using the quick pen or have a quick pen. But I haven't heard that, but I don't know that they have the Wegovy and Ozempic one to compare it to. So there's that. Carla, how are you? Look at you. Hi, Diva. I can't believe I was able to catch you. I'm so glad you were able to catch me. Look at that hair. Look at the profile. Wait a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. No, I'm going to tell you one of my secret, I don't know, what do you call those? Like, something I really want to do is to get streaks in my hair. I remember my mom used to get streaks in her hair. I always thought she was so adventurous. When I say I'm plain Jane, you guys don't think so because I come on here with the fabulous outfits but I'm like plain as far as, I'm just like clean cut. Like I'm not doing anything out the box. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing anything risque. Like I'm not going to come in here with a red streak in my hair. But I did say I want to get some blonde streaks. So one day I'm going to do that in like an homage to my mom because she used to get her hair in some streaks, like the blonde streaks. So I'm going to do that one day. When I see your hair, it is, dang, I took it. How did I take it off? Wait a minute, Carla. I got to see that hair. Okay. So yeah. So it just reminds me of, I want to get my hair with some streaks in it. Okay, so let me scroll down. Let's see. People are saying hello to each other. Okay, Sweet B says that's a good idea to meet with a nutritionist so you can get a realistic idea of small changes you can make to move in the direction you want to go. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I'm one of those people. I think everything that's going on with your journey or not is related to what you're eating. It just really is. And some people, I don't know if some people realize that, when people make comments and say things on the video about their experience, not mine, but they'll say things and it's like, what are you eating? Most side effects are avoided by doing the right things before and after your injection. So I will say I don't really have side effects. I'm not tired for 3 days. Like when people are saying they're tired for 2 and 3 days, unless you have like another sickness going on, like is the injection really doing that? Like what are you eating? Not just after, but before. And and I've heard people say that they've been eating like cookies or they would eat something at work like donuts or something like that. Well, all that kind of plays a part, and I'm telling you, that's another thing. Teachers like to eat donuts and drink coffee. And I buy donuts for my students. When I buy donuts now, I used to buy myself a donut. Oh, I used to love those big coffee rolls. I've given all that up. So, and I know sometimes people feel like, why giving everything up? I don't want to give everything up. And I save those little treats for times with my daughter when we're having, now we do eat healthy food together too. So it's not just like I'm training her to just love these, junk food and stuff like that. But, there are times when we used to be Sunday, our thing was getting ice cream on Sunday. But even doing that, I was able to get to this point. So I think what you're doing the majority of the time is what matters. But if you want to kick up your weight loss, it's things you got to cut out or cut back or not do. And if you don't want to be sick, it's things that you got to not eat, not to be sick. So we'll see. I always say, I want to see where I'm at in 6 months to a year, because I'm not even impressed with myself yet. I want to see, first of all, I got to get to my 100-pound goal. And then second of all, I want to get down to the 150s or 149. What is 149? Between 149 and 145. Then I will be impressed with myself. Now, I'm impressed with you guys that come in here and tell me how you're losing. I have a certain expectation for myself. Now, I'm proud of myself up to this point. Don't get me wrong, but I will be impressed with myself when I reach my ultimate goal. I'm not one of those people that's easily impressed, but I'm one of those people that I'm happy for other folks. So I will say that. Let's see. I got some high standards, guys and girls. I got some high standards. Let's see. Labs are looking good. The cholesterol of it all. We'll see if I'm still trending down pretty soon here. Yes. So as long as I'm not going in it now, but when I'm going to be honest, when I saw that 200, I was annoyed with myself. My doctor, she just thinks it's fine, and if you analyze it and look at it, the other numbers, the other two numbers are so good. So I don't have a lot of like fat and sugar and glump floating around in my arteries. Isn't that great to know? But, I do want to get that LDL down. And I realize it's when you're on menopause. Now, the HRT treatments are supposed to help with that LDL. Did you guys know that? That is something that it should help with. So I'm going to be talking to my menopause specialist about that. It's supposed to bring that down. But again, I haven't been on it long enough probably to see. And then I'm at the lowest possible dose. I can't imagine going up with this irritation on my arm. So we'll have to see if I can switch to a cream, a gel, something else possibly, and try that out. But I do know my estrogen numbers. I'm not going to say it on here. I'm going to save that. I didn't even tell Mel to the B. Because one of the things my doctor did was I said, I want my estrogen checked because I have a comparison number. So Mel, you're not going to get it out of me. And so I see my menopause doctor. So yeah, so there's that. Okay. So people are saying hello to everybody. Oh yeah. We haven't seen you, Michelle, in so long. How are you doing? I got to have a combo with you. A Sweet B, let's see, instead of rice, okay, good. When I used to go to Chipotle, I asked them to put the shredded lettuce at the bottom of my bowl, then black beans, then meat. Oh, okay, so definitely made for more than one meal. Yes, and I've cut mine into 2 as well. Yeah, I put the lettuce on top, but it's times I have gotten the lettuce at the bottom. I don't have to have the rice. Like, I'm not a big rice person. If I have rice, I like it how I had it at the hibachi spot. Fried, dyed, and laid to the side. So if I get rice, I like it like that. So yeah, that's not the best way to have it, as we know. So yeah, so now so what are you guys doing? So what is your plan of attack for Easter? Are you guys somebody that eats the Easter food? So I'm gonna already tell you, and the person who always likes to get on me about eating mac and cheese, I am making mac and cheese. And really, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, and Mel can attest to this. I wanted to make a lasagna, like a healthy lasagna for Easter. And the only reason why I'm not is because my dad doesn't care for it. He's been having dental issues and he wants something soft to eat. So it would be perfect for me to make him the mac and cheese, the dressing, and I could make a side of it, like a lasagna is like a big, to me, it's like a go big or go home. I can't really make a small lasagna. And I don't really want to have it around eating that, even though I'm planning on making a healthier version, maybe in the summer when I just got time on my hands. Like Mary J said, time on your hands. When I got time on my hands, I'll make a lasagna. So for right now, I'm just going to go. I asked my dad to make some greens. I told him to make a bunch because I want some to just have to eat later. I'm going to get a turkey, from Honey Baked Ham again. Remember, I got that I know a lot of people said they went and got that Honey Baked Turkey. Did you like it? So I'm going to get a Honey Baked Turkey. Here I go again with this. See, I'm telling you, this Eva missed. And I know it's not this blouse. It does this when I don't even have when I have on a tank top and nothing covering my arm. So I know it's that's what it is. So yeah, so I'm getting the Honey Baked Turkey, and I'm getting, I'm making dressing, stuffing, if you call it that. I'm making mac and cheese. I'm making deviled eggs. I'm making corn on the cob. I was going to get a cake, but my daughter, we got a bunch of sugar cookies with Easter bunnies on them. So she wants to do something fancy with them. I don't know. But I was going to get a nothing bundt cake. So I still might, because my dad likes that. And he hasn't really been eating like he wants to eat. So he's looking forward to an Easter dinner. And I'm going to make some cornbread. So I'm making that, I'll send all of it to him. I'll eat it that day on Easter. And then I'll send it home with him. And that's what I did for Christmas. And Thanksgiving. I made all that stuff. I sent it right home with him. Loaded him up, and yeah, it was good. I was glad to see it go. All right, so Jazzy, how are you? I see Jazzy up in here. Let's see who I'm scrolling. D, how are you? Here's Jazzy. Here's D. How are you? Okay, Harper, how are you? Thank you. Beverly, how are you? Beverly. Beverly sent me a text today saying happy Palm Sunday. I was like, that is so sweet. That was the first Palm Sunday text I got, bright and early, brighten my day. Great way to start my day. I appreciate that. Let's see. Marlene, I saw Marlene. Thank you, Mindy. I like my blouse. It is super cute. And I didn't have this on earlier, Mindy. I wanted to surprise you guys, even in our meeting. I've been with these ladies. I got to shout out these ladies again. These ladies, we just have a good time on our Dee Dee's Inner Circle. So it's not too late to join the Dee Dee's Inner Circle. We have a great old time just talking, yapping it up, and getting to know each other. I love that too. Okay. All right. Remember to like the live. Yes, thank you. Paul says, Sister Shay, proud of you. You got this. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, people are saying hello. Happy Sunday. How are you, Round Mound? Great video. I was telling my Inner Circle group that your video, I clicked on YouTube today, and your video is the first video that just popped up. And I don't get notifications. I have to go looking for folks' stuff. I don't know why, but I don't always get notifications. So it popped up and I watched it, and it was excellent. So good job. Great job. What you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you, Marlene. How are you? Now, are you Marlene with the twin? I always got to ask you that. Love it. I like your profile pic too. Very cool. I feel like you're making a statement, and I'm here for it. I was getting all excited looking at Ayuga buttery soft line. Can't remember the name. Then I realized I haven't checked to see if they deliver north of the wall. They do not. They do not. Okay, so I'm going to reach out to them and tell them they should start doing it. So you said that was Canada. I have to write myself a note because I can't remember. I won't remember. And then another thing I want to say is, let me see. I'm going to write that Ayuga. Okay. So I'm going to tell them, and who knows, they might listen. If they realize they have people that, are willing to purchase things. I think they have the greatest sales. My pants the pants I have on right now are Ayuga pants. How did I get 3 boxes? Well, and I got 3 boxes. I ordered from I have them shipped to my home, I should say. So yeah, that's an option with my insurance to have. It's cheaper too. But even though my Mounjaro went up, it used to be like $25 a box. Now it's $40. Dare I say this? But it's with insurance. Now who knows when I checked to see when I retire if it was still covered. It's supposedly still covered. So we will see. It might go up sky high. So I don't know. It can't be more than I'm paying for before and after care. So as long as it's not more than that, I should be good. Because I'm paying a small fortune for that. I was just talking about how much money I'm paying and for the little amount of time I'm getting. Mindy said, don't get that A1C too low like me. It's a pain. Yours is 4.6. Yeah. So I've been, and that's one of the things that made me realize that. Then my accountability partner that I used to work out with, at times we would work out and she would have to sit down or she would have to eat something or she had to do some things. She just couldn't go work out like I could, she had to regulate that A1C and worry about not getting it too low. And the thing about getting it too low is I always worry that you could get dizzy and hit your head somewhere and fall. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a fall sounds innocent enough, right? But, most people fall and something else happens. It's like a domino effect. And usually when you're older and you fall, it's like it triggers the next thing and the next thing. And she's not that old, but I just bring that up to say, you got to be careful. If you're somebody who gets dizzy and you haven't been to the doctor to figure out why, or you feel like you're going to faint, go to the doctor. Don't walk. Don't skip, don't jump, run to that doctor and find out what's going on, because you could hit your head and a little, and I would say that's not a little problem, but something that you thought was a small problem could develop into a bigger problem. I'm an advocate of going to the doctor. If it's not a good doctor, find a good doctor. It's like that's one thing you should invest your time into. We work the meds by doing our part. Stay on what works for your body. Absolutely. I need to check my Brenda. How are you? How are you? You need to check your A1C soon and your blood work for a comparison. Yes. So in my latest video, I talk about that. I talk about the food noise of it. Oh, I'm going to put this up here because I don't know if you guys saw this, but a lot of people in my videos share that their food noise is back, right? They've been talking about the food noise. And I know a lot of people, when they get that food noise coming back, they want to titrate up or they want to, do everything, but look at what they're eating and their, what's contributing to that food noise. So check out that video because I talk about the reasons why your food noise comes back. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't really talk about this as much in this video. I don't know why I didn't, now that I'm thinking about it. And I don't know, because I think I separated the food noise from the cravings. But me cutting out those protein bars, and I just bought a bunch of protein bars when I cut it out. I just bought a bunch. They had a sale at GNC. I remember, I think, Mindy, you told me you took advantage of that same sale. They had those barbell protein bars, buy one, get one, 50% off. So I got 6 boxes of all different kinds. I thought this is the time to stock up. So they're sitting down there doing what they do, chilling out in my little cubby with my little snacks, protein snacks. And they're just hanging out, waiting for me to eat them. I gave them up for Lent and I haven't looked back. Do I miss them? Not really. I don't. But one thing, what I miss the quickness of something to eat. I will say that, being able to, that's why these foods are so good, because they're convenient, right? If you could just grab an egg. Now I know you can boil eggs, but if you like cooked eggs, wouldn't it be nice to just snap your finger and the egg was cooked. Or have like somebody like Mindy's husband that could go and cook it for you. That's what I need. I'm still thinking about the wrong things. I need to get me a man that can cook. That's what I need. Okay, I just had a revelation. All right, so I miss the convenience of that, right? Like just being able to grab that protein bar and walk on out the house with it, that type of thing, or grab the protein bar and still be able to work and eat, doing things like that. I do miss that. But it has cut those cravings out. It really has. Like I'm not craving sugar and all of that like I was. And there's some things I drink, like, and oddly enough, I can still drink the protein shakes, but I haven't really wanted it. I just really haven't. I've been eating strawberries are my new, that's my favorite fruit, but I just love strawberries. I've been getting pineapple, but I don't eat a lot of that because that's very sugary. The sugars are, you could really taste those sugars. If you're not eating sugar, that pineapple seems super sweet. I just bought some grapes here. And bananas, my daughter bought those. I've had those in the picture, but those really were my daughter. We both let those just get too ripe. And my grandmother would say, save those for a banana. What she used to make, a banana pudding. But I don't make that. So those are gonna go. So I've really been just eating strawberries. That's been my thing. And I put that in some yogurt. I add some nuts to it, some walnuts or some pecans to it, or pecans. I'll add to it. So that's really what I've been eating for something sweet, for the sweetness of it all. What else have I been eating? That's natural sugar. Like I'm thinking of snacks and treats. So that's really it. That is really it. Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing else I've been eating. Sometimes, I get this. I put this on a salad. I have this. It's called salad toppers. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I'll bring it to another live stream, but you could buy it at like all the grocery stores, and it has edamame. I think it's in there. It has cashews. None of it's salted. It has something else crunchy. I want to say it's almonds. It might be almond slices, and it does have cranberries in there, like those cranberries. So that's something sweet that I probably have, but I might have had that twice in this Lent period. And had that in my salad twice, maybe 3 times. So I haven't had a lot of those, but I just take a handful, which is like about 1/4 of a cup, and I just put it in my salad and keep it moving. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Carla, you're on 15 and you're able to eat just fine. Okay, very good. So I know, and I shouldn't put it out there, because I don't know, but I do believe I'm going to be on 15. It's just a matter of when. I don't know. As long as I'm having this appetite suppression, I'm going to go with that because, again, you move up to another dose, that doesn't mean you're going to lose weight. And we know that. So, and I guess I could always go back down, but I don't even want to do that until I've just exhausted all my avenues with this. Okay. Ooh, you had a personal trainer. They definitely push you harder. Yes, for sure. I know that I've had one before too. I'm excited to see my doctor Thursday and get my lab done. Also, I weighed 129.8 this morning, which is below my goal. Yay! 82.2 pounds down since starting maintenance. Well, Sherry, awesome job. Let's give her some confetti. Excellent. I mean, really, I love this for you, Sherry. Look at you. Jeez, Louise. All right, 129.8. That's a lot of weight to drop. Jeez, Louise. That's like another person, really. Have you thought about that? That's a whole nother, like, adult person, not just a kid. Like mine is the weight loss of a kid. Yours is like a whole another adult. I love that. All right, very good. Yes. Darian, yes. Congrats on my 7K. Yeah, that's huge for me. 7K steps, and I realize some of you are doing 10, 15, 20. I don't know. Mindy walked a 10K. So I think that's excellent. But for me, this is like a good start. So it's only up from here. So I'm going to work my way up to some higher steps. But right now I'm cool with where I'm at. People are saying congratulations to Sherry. Wanda, how are you? Oh, you're from North Carolina. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. I really do. Geez, Louise. If you push yourself too hard, make sure you don't lose momentum. Yeah, that's a possibility too. Yeah, I'm just kind of like going like a turtle on my way, but I feel like I need to pick it up too at the same time. Let's see. You, Michelle, you're in maintenance too. How about that? Let's give you some confetti. All right, very good. Look at you, ladies. I love that for you. Maintenance, the maintenance sisters. Love it. All right, Michelle, how about that? So Michelle and Sherry, and then my name twin Shay. I know she's also in maintenance. Here recently in the last couple months. Ooh, she says, Dee Dee, look at you, the lady princess. How appropriate is that profile pic? Cute. Do you do monthly or weekly weight updates? Well, I used to do weekly, and then I have a little group that I go live with on Sundays. It's my Dee Dee's Inner Circle. So I don't go live on YouTube like I was. So I said to myself, now who knows what I'm going to do when I retire? I don't know if I'll be on here more, less, whatever. But I said when I I didn't say when I said I am going to like once a month come back and report, because I realized some people have bought in and, was really following me on my journey and kind of want to keep up with what I'm doing. And I appreciate that support. And really having my inner circle has saved me time, because I don't have to make thumbnails and do all the things I was doing to prepare for a live. So it has been helpful, even though I, did it with this, but once a month compared to once a week, it's just a little different. So yeah. Okay. So it gave me some time back, which I needed. The spray is Eva Mist. It's a HTR. I don't know if that's considered BHRT, but it's a hormone therapy replacement. So it's hormones in the spray. It's estradiol, I should say, in the spray. And so estrogen. So yeah, that's what I'm taking. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me scroll down. Mel is saying hello. She's telling her, I figured Mel would get to that. Word to the wise, Dee Dee. Hormone tests are only accurate for that moment in time. Hormones fluctuate throughout the day. Yes, I know that. And that's why that's one of the reasons why the doctors will say we don't want to test your hormone levels, because they're just going to fluctuate. But you have to have a baseline and start that way. So I say the same thing about people weighing in. Like, why weigh in every day? Doesn't your weight fluctuate every hour, every couple hours? So it's the same idea. If you're going to weigh every day and you're going to weigh me every time I come to the doctor, why not once a year take my hormones and tell me where my hormones are, all the levels? So yeah, I would agree. So I think that same argument can be used for weight. And that's what I used with the doctor, and she really didn't have an answer. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you got a DEXA scan, Mel, tomorrow morning. Mel is on it. Look at that. Mel, you got a new profile pic. Jeez Louise. I love it. Crop top and Mel is saying 50 where? I love that. Looking good. Mel to the B. Okay, all right. Anna says I can fit in some XLs too now. I love that. So did I give confetti to I think I did give confetti to the maintenance. Let's give confetti to this extra large, because extra large, and now all extra larges are not the same. So this is an extra large in like regular people's clothes. There is a plus size kind of extra large, and then there's a regular size extra large. So this is the regular size extra large, not the plus size section that had an extra large. You know how sometimes they'll say like it'll say 1X, or it'll have extra large, and it'll say like, different sizes. This is not that. So yeah, so that's why I'm excited about it. Okay, so people were talking about the solids, liquids, and gases. Yes, thank you, ladies. Every time I was able to fit into the next smaller size, I would buy that item. Proof that I could. Yes. So I had to come on here and show you guys. I couldn't believe I could get into this shirt. When I looked at it, it looked like it could fit, but I still have that situation going on where I look I think I'm a lot bigger than I think I must be. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Now I'm at 8:20 and it's 8:54. So that's kind of far off. Science, okay, and labs were fun. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I do a little bit of both. We don't experiment with everything, but I try to. Uh, I love that kid saying, I'm just going to enjoy the moment. Something to be said of enjoying the moment, even on your health journey. Yes, yes, yes. Did that kid say that on that video? I didn't hear it. Is that what you're saying? I got to go back and listen. Thank you. Yeah, we had a good time. Your sister is a science teacher too. Oh, good teachers have supervisors. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. What price did you find the DEXA scan for? She's asking Mel. Very good. Let's see. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Okay, Anissa said, love this for you, Dee. I am in year 31. Looking at 2028. Oh, I love that for you. That is awesome. It's so nice to be able to say you can retire and just feel comfortable, right? I love that for myself too. Okay, so she goes to Liquid Vita. They usually buy 3 and they average about $99 when you bundle. Yeah, that bundle is helpful. You have had some great teachers. I love that. Thanks, Pam, for sharing that. Because a lot of times people don't get, teachers are kind of like not respected, like they were when I was growing up. And when you are in school, you would get every teacher a gift for Christmas. Many of them cannot believe it. Yeah. Yeah. And I get some nice gifts. My daughter's teachers are like, And I like to give gift cards. I just give money because I figure they could do whatever they want, unless I know something they really like. And then, it's funny because my daughter would say, now nowadays they have like you filling out these forms, but my daughter would say, oh, she likes A, B, and C. And then I find out she don't like it. You like it. So I have to make sure I'm getting a gift card that the teacher can actually use, because my daughter will say what she wants the teacher to like or use, not what the teacher actually likes. So I just thought that was funny. All right, Kaz. She says, I had 25 years and I was ready. My district let us use our sick bank to lead up. Wow. And, I guess I could too. Actually, I'm in Ohio, and our state teachers retirement is 120. I want to say it's 120 days make the school year. So really, I've surpassed that already. It's already been 120 days. So if I wanted to retire tomorrow, I could. But of course, I'm going to finish out the year with my kiddos. Now, I was telling people, sometimes teachers who are like a guidance counselor or sometimes special area teachers like art, PE, music. Now, I can never see ours doing it unless they were sick. And teachers who are sick in some way, they go the 120 days and they leave. Most teachers, though, stick it out to the end of the year. Just because the love for the kids, finishing out the year, you don't want kids to come and get a whole new teacher the last 3 months of school, right? So, and I would never do that, but yeah, technically I could go. I could say, take this job and goodbye. So I love that. And so hopefully, when you're ready, you could just go and be glad about it. I didn't take hormone meds, and now the weight loss and hot flashes are back 15 years later. Well, I think, have you talked to a doctor about still trying to treat that in some way? I know after a certain age, they're really reluctant, but if you had a doctor that specializes in it, and I was telling some women I know that are in their 60s, it just depends on the doctor, because they will say when you get to a certain age, they don't want to treat. But, when I was looking into that, it depends on the person, their health, the situation. So that's why I like to say on my channel, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm just talking to the people that it fits, right? Because we don't know everybody's health situation. So that's why I always say, talk to your doctor. I can be on here saying a million things about HRT, but that's my situation in my body, right? We don't know how your body is. And I'm also somebody who's not taking I said I'm not taking any medication. I take that back. I am taking hormones now, right? I'm doing the Evamis and I'm doing the progesterone, and I'm also taking Mounjaro. But before those two that were added on, I wasn't taking anything but Mounjaro. So, but I wanted to correct that. But again, talk to your doctor, because you know, a lot of people are taking a lot of other medications, all that stuff. You know, you got to be careful. A lot of people I'm noticing on this journey have issues with their kidneys. I don't. So that's also a thing. So don't listen to what I'm saying. You got to go with what your doctor tells you. It might sound like a great idea, but you got to follow that up with your doctor. Let's see. I'm scrolling down. Did I miss anybody? Let's see. Okay. Well, now what is this? Biology? What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up unless you guys tell me, unless I'm reading it wrong. What is that? I gotta know now. Let's see. So what is I have to type it in because I don't know that I'm saying it correctly. B-A-Y. Do you guys know what that is? Am I the only one that doesn't know? Oh, for your hair. It has something to do with hair. A free band hair highlighting technique that creates soft, natural-looking, sun-kissed color by painting lightener onto the surface of the hair rather than using the traditional foils. Oh, and they show you a picture. How about that? Jeez, Louise. Okay, all right, okay. So hairdressers sweep the color onto the hair, often focusing on the mid shafts and the ends, allowing for a custom lived-in result. Okay, very good. Wow, I never heard of that. I'm gonna ask my hairstylist, has she heard of that? Thank you for sharing that, Anna. Geez, Louise, you learn something new every day. Okay, so I'm scrolling down. I think you guys are talking about the DEXA scans of it all. Okay, so Anissa says, I think 10 made me more tired compared to 7.5 and 5. Okay, yeah, that 10 made you more tired. A lot of people are tired on the 10. Now, is it for 2 and 3 days? Oh, that's a long time to be tired, I feel like. As long as I'm also taking my vitamins and supplements, I feel energetic and when I walk or do strength training. Okay. Started maintenance some time ago and taking 5.0 shots bi-weekly. Well, the food noise came back with a vengeance and I gained 9 pounds, returned to a weekly dose. Okay, all right. So the food noise came back. All right, so can somebody tell me, what do you think the difference between, so if you're having food noise, why would that make you go up in a dose? Have you ever gone up in a dose because you have food noise? How about, let's start there. Have you ever gone up in the dose because you have food noise? So you guys got to go back and watch that video. The food noise is bad. Go check that out because I talk about that. And that's one of the questions that I'm asking in that video. And I'm just wondering, what is making people titrate up? Is it the food noise? Is it usually with its side effects, right? You go down. So everybody I've heard that is titrating up, a lot of it is because the food noise has returned. And is there a difference between the food noise and the hunger of it all? Do you think there's a difference in that? Let's see. So you started vitamins too? Yeah, and I'm a vitamin person too. So I do take a multivitamin. But actually, you know what? I have this pill container and I've been taking the multivitamin too. But some of I ran out and didn't reorder my multivitamin. I've just been taking the other one. So maybe that also plays a part into my cholesterol too. You know, because I take that just in case I'm not getting in all my nutrients. I like to take that as like a backup. So I need to order that too. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Nadine. Hey, Sora. She says, keep up the great work. Oh, I'm so glad you stopped on here and said hello. Love that. Good. I'm glad you stopped in the chat. Let's see. Okay. Mel is talking about the DEXA scan. So Nadine, you don't have to you don't have to say it on here. I won't put it on the screen if you don't want me to, but I'm just wondering, are you taking a GLP-1? How'd you find the videos? How about that? I just love that. Love the sorority sister connections. Okay, all right. So Cass takes Ozempic at 2 milligrams a week, and that is low. Okay, all right. Do you know, Nadine, I have not told my sorority sisters that I am like the ones, you know, the masses, right? Now my close ones know, but no one knows I'm taking this GLP-1. So maybe this summer, I'll have to spill the beans. You know, you guys will have a bunch of deltas coming in up in here. But you know, one thing I've learned right away is your friends don't watch that aren't interested. That your friends, unless they're on this GLP-1 journey, they're not interested in this. They're not going to necessarily watch. And I get it. I get it. Let's see. Oh, make a zucchini lasagna. Maybe that's something I'll try this summer. I saw that somewhere. I could try to make it. I could make that for Easter. Oh, that's a thought. That's a thought. That's a thought. Love that. Okay, good idea. My daughter loves zucchini. I wonder if she would love that. You plan to see my boyfriend Ryan's new movie? Which Ryan? Do I know this Ryan? Me too, Mel. I can relate to that. She said I should have been in church today. Me too. But that's okay. That's okay. I think that's okay. Your health insurance did not. Okay, Mounjaro. Thought about a subscription company for faster weight loss. Okay, what do you mean, like a telehealth company? Okay, all right, very good. A telehealth company. Let's see. Sorry about that. Yeah, the insurance is it's crazy. She says, hello, I was editing and listening, but you said deviled eggs. I said, now that's my kind of woman. I only know that I'm making deviled eggs. I love that new, that different term, angel eggs. Now we love it. No, I'm gonna give you some confetti. That is so clever. Jeez, Louise, way to turn that negative into a positive. All right. It sounds so appropriate that you would be making that with Tommy by Life. Oh my goodness. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Tommy. Not the twin. I changed my profile pic. That's why you don't know me. You commented on my hairstyle. Oh, okay. It's another Marlene that's a twin. So that gets me confused. Okay, all right, very good. Love it. Thank you. My Mounjaro went up and my insurer made me get the savings card from Eli Lilly. What? Jeez, Louise. So how much do you pay? Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise. Like you're a pro over there with those videos though. Anissa, I love the format and you know, you just have the organization of it all going on. Let's see. So Mel says, Cass, I consider staying on Ozempic since it's covered if you're feeling well and losing 0.5 to 2 pounds a week. Not an not an endocrinologist. I agree. Yeah, the savings card. Yes. Did she say how much she's paying? I think I scrolled past that. That's probably gonna make me feel better. Okay, so I'm scrolling down. You put strawberries in your Greek yogurt. All right, let's see. I'm a snacker and protein bars don't help. They don't. What do you snack on? Strawberries in your Greek yogurt. Okay, very good. Cass, what are you snacking on? Last year, mine went up so high I had to find some meds from folks. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't want to put that on there because I don't know if we're supposed to be doing that because it's medicine. So don't tell anybody. Keep that to your under the cuff. Keep that to yourself. Mel is asking, do protein bars make your snacking worse? Michelle said blueberries, edamame. Edamame. Oh gosh, is that an inside joke or what? I invested in some super cubes to make my meal prep easier. When I don't prep on the weekend, it makes it so much harder during the week. Looking forward to prepping your sweet potato and veggie hash. Oh, that sounds good. You do barbells too, Michelle. Helps me get in my protein. So far, no cravings. Okay, very good. No, they don't. They are just work, so I don't finish them. Oh my goodness. So at my my Diva After Dark group, we meet this coming Friday. So like at 8:30, we're going to be meeting it. I'm going to bring a snack. And guess what my snack is going to be? A protein bar. I'm back with the protein on Good Friday. Now I know some people, when they do Lent, they don't count Friday, right? They don't count. So technically, I've probably been doing it longer than most because I do it even on a Friday. So I kind of made up my own rules. I will say that, but I still do the sacrifice. I believe in that. It helps me to focus what I'm trying to do. So let's see. Okay. Oh, I cut back on grapes because my daughter said to be careful with them because they are high in sugar. Yeah, I know. Pineapples are too, but they're so yummy. Interesting. Fruit, don't worry about the sugar. Now I'm not diabetic, so different. Oh, so if it's fruit, you don't worry about the sugar. Okay. You said you saw some lost 60 pounds in 67 months. Yeah. I know a lot of people have said that they've lost that much that fast. Your doctor said to be careful with the grapes because they are high in sugar. I cut back on them once he told me that. Yeah. My daughter really likes the grapes. I don't really eat a whole lot of them, but that is something I was buying. And I found myself, I'm telling you, the cravings went away. I haven't really wanted the grapes either for the sweet. And what I was eating, though, was if I buy a pineapple, I will eat that because I take time and cut that bad baby up. And the pineapple is so good, but I've shared that with my daughter. That's super sweet. But I put those strawberries in with it, and it's just really good. Or I put that in yogurt that's not sweetened. Now that yogurt you guys saw a picture of, I believe that was vanilla. So I wouldn't add pineapples to that because that's sweet on top of sweet. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's 0 sugar, but something in there is making it sweet. So when they say that, I don't go by that. I'm going to start morning walking tomorrow. Very good. Good job. I love that. Okay. Let's see. That's Simply Cindy. I love that. Hello, ladies. I've been actually subscribed some time ago, but I'm just getting on the Zepbound and wanted to be a part of this great sport. Yes, Cindy, I'm so glad you stopped in here. You got to come back too on Wednesday. Normally, I'm not here on Sunday. But maybe I will do it. I said when I retire, I might be on here a lot more, or I might be on a lot less. I don't even know yet. But we're glad to have you. And so you're in Zepbound. So are you on 2.5? And how are you feeling? Tell us how you feel. You used to have a hormone cream and it broke you out. You had to stop it. Okay. What about the gel? Has anybody used the gel? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So if you're talking, I don't know what you're talking about, Michelle. So you're good because I don't even know what you're talking about. I have that cortisol belly that I need to. Me too. It just loves me. I'm going to show you what the flattest my stomach probably had been in a long time. I'm going to show a picture of it the next time I come on here. Cass. Okay, so she's talking to Cass. Okay, scrolling down. All right. You purchased a dress today that showed your tummy, so your goal is to improve your fit. That's a great goal. I love how you are focused in on the clothes, right? And not so much the scale. And the only reason why we say that is because the scale is just going to disappoint you. But, at some point, that just can't be your all or nothing, right? That's what I'm saying. The scale is great to track too. But, when that scale isn't moving and you're like, tag, I'm doing the same thing I did last week and the week before when it moved, that's when you're going to need these non-scale victories to just support you. Kashna, how are you? I'm in year 1, LOL. Year 1. So did you start taking Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, tirzepatide, semaglutide? Like, are you taking something, Kashna? I don't know. Okay. All right. You got to let me know. And how are you feeling, Keshna? I got my first order from Shein. I ordered the large, which is a size 8 to 10. It fits a little loose, but I'm afraid to go smaller. Well, that is a non-scale victory. Go, Pat. 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 That is what's up. I love that. A smaller size, we'll take it. And it was bigger. So you probably could fit the smaller size. We love that for you. Very good. All right. What is Bev saying? I'm ready for retirement too. I've been working all my life. That's what my body feels like. I'm hoping to retire in 2027 of October. Pray for me. Absolutely. You're going to do it. I love that. Okay. All right, Bev. Okay. You're putting that out in the atmosphere. So it will happen. And that's next year. Bev, that's next year. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's good. Maybe we can meet up somewhere and celebrate. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Has anyone had the problem with hair thinning, hair loss, and constipation? Hair thinning, yes. Hair loss, heck, I don't have my vitamins. I could show you that I take, but I keep saying I'm gonna bring those to a live, and I have them up here, but I don't. I have some of my other supplements. But yeah, hair thinning, I think Nutrafol is helpful. I think that it's that hair, skin, and nails is Nature's Bounty. I think that's helpful. Nutrafol is $88 a bottle. I haven't seen it anywhere cheaper. It's vitamins, and you have to take like 3 or 4 of those bad babies. But they work. They're one of the ones besides minoxidil. Is that how you pronounce it? Minoxidil. That one is formulated, it started with men, I think, but it works. It's kind of like a Rogaine almost. So you can use that, but those vitamins. Now, I did try this other vitamin gummy, and I don't know. I didn't get it again. I should have got it again. Gave myself a little break on it because I realized the ones I had before I had not finished those. So I'm going to get these other ones. I'm going to bring those to one of my lives and show you. But I do think it has helped my hair. I really do. So yeah, there's that. Constipation. Yes, this is what I use for constipation. Mago 7. I know some people have the powder. These are the pills. So if you want to check these out, the link is in my description. Mago 7 MB Pure, which is good. You could try some psyllium husk. This is the brand I use, the Now brand of those. I take these. I might pop a few of these babies right now. These fiber gummies. They are helpful as well. And yeah, that's what I take for my constipation. I know a lot of people like Miralax, the powder. This Mago 7 comes in a powder form too. If you do better with the powder and drinking, I don't. So I don't really like the taste of that stuff. So I like to have mine with, take it with the pill form. I don't know if you can see that as clear. Okay. So yeah, so those are some things. I'm sure they probably told you some things in the chat. People are doing all kind of stuff. Let's see. This I'm eating a fiber gummy, by the way. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to scroll down. I see people are saying different things to each other. Miss V, how are you? She says, "Hi, everyone. Nice to catch a live, even towards the end." Yeah, because we're almost ready to get off here. We still have 71 people listening in, so I think that's cool. Okay, you went up to your glucose levels. Yeah, I think we have to remember too, when you're a type 2 diabetic, it's a whole nother ball game, right? And of course, there's some success stories that lost fast and do all the things, but it is a struggle. It really is a struggle. And it's like you do one thing, you focus on one area, the other area goes off, and vice versa. So yeah, it's a thing, but that's okay. We got to stay in the fight, Anissa. Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to scroll down. You lose your place on here. When I go to just so you know, because I don't want people to think I'm skipping comments. I try to get to everybody's, and my moderators sometimes tell me, you can't get to every comment. This chat is just long and goes on forever. I try to get to every comment, but when I go and do the confetti and come back, it'll scroll me down when I can't keep up. So if I missed your comment, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay, Michelle, you have gone up for food noise. Okay, most people I find say that. Okay, so Sweet B says, when I was on Ozempic, I titrated up on 0.5, the starter dose, when I noticed the food noise. Okay. So do you guys think food noise is the same thing as being hungry? That might seem like a silly question, but it really is not. So do you think that's the same thing? And do you guys think you should not be hungry taking a GLP-1? Okay, so Michelle says, food noise is different than hunger. I agree. Hunger is a body need, like you need to eat the food. Food noise is a symptom of a disease. So you're saying of obesity. Yeah, it is a difference. So you can be, and what I say is, you can be hungry and eat something, and an hour or so later, or you could see something that looks good, like a commercial, or it could be somebody else in the house eating something, and you're thinking, you start to think about the food, and then you're thinking about, okay, I didn't eat that this time. Okay, maybe I'll eat it next time. What am I going to eat tomorrow? What am I going to eat tonight? All your thoughts are, not all, but a lot of your thoughts are consumed with food. If you were someone who knew you were going to a restaurant, now we might think about, like, okay, what are we going to eat? How can we manage, when you're on some sort of health journey or you're monitoring what you're eating, you're doing some of that. But food noise is that all encompassing, like chatter, just like constant thoughts about food, not I'm hungry. Because once you're hungry, you eat and then you're good. But with food noise, you don't need to be hungry. I think that's the difference. The food noise is just there all the time. And if you never experienced it, good, because you don't want to, because now that you know what it was called, it's called something, and you can label it, and you don't have it, now like, I don't want it back. And that is what drives obesity, because you're eating when you're not hungry, right? And I also think, though, obesity, because I know for me, I remember my cousin, when he lived with me, he would say, you don't even eat a lot. Like, I don't know how you gain weight. And it's like I was gaining weight. Well, now I know my hormones was also involved in that. But I was gaining weight. But I do know my one meal could be like 3,000 or 4,000 calories. Now that's way double what I'm supposed to be eating. And I know a lot of bigger people will say, I don't eat a lot, I eat the one meal. Well, your one meal is 5,000 calories. So there's that. So I think we have to also, most people that are having food noise aren't thinking about broccoli, carrots, salmon. They could be, but a lot of us are thinking about those foods that aren't the best for us. Now, if you're one of those people that has food noise and you're thinking about how many carrots and celery and, how much hummus you're going to be eating, good for you. Most people I know aren't having those kind of cravings and food noise and desire for food. But there are, I always say, I never talk in absolutes. There could be. All right, so it's 9:22. So I'm going to be off here at 9:30. So anybody else that is something you want to talk about, know about? Yeah, I think that's the problem with me too. So I was snacking on the wrong stuff. Let's see. On Lent, there's a day of the week. Let me look that up. Some people don't count. Let's see. What day? What? Let's see. I'm going to get this right, because I don't want to be putting out wrong info. Let's see. I typed in this. I don't know what it's saying, but it's talking about business days. Oh, okay. I forgot to put in Lent. I was going to say, what kind of shenanigans is this? It says Sundays don't count for any Lenten discipline. So I said the wrong day. Sunday is a feast day. Sunday is the day we celebrate the resurrection no matter what season. So there are 6 Sundays between Ash Wednesday and Easter, and they are not included. So I said the wrong day, but the right concept. So there's that. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So I say I'm still on Sunday. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not counting it for Lent. I'm still eating protein bars or whatever I decide to give up. I just go straight through to Good Friday. So that's why I'm saying technically, you know, if I'm counting the number of days, I've met those days. It says these are the Sundays, if we want to get technical, these are the Sundays during Lent not counted in the 40 days, the first Sunday of Lent, the second Sunday, the third Sunday, the fourth Sunday, the fifth Sunday, and Palm Sunday, which is called Passion Sunday. So yeah. So was it the Friday that threw you off? I was just saying one day. I couldn't remember it was Sunday, but I knew it was one day. Let's see. Oh, Lily Direct. Okay. Yeah, I've heard people who've gone through Lily Direct that had great experiences. Popcorn. Now that's the one snack that I have been allowing myself to eat, and I haven't been overeating it. So that's why I know I don't love that. I haven't even eaten that every day. But that is the one snack I said I would have is some popcorn. And I have the Skinny Pop. I heard Medicare is going to offer $50 pay. Yeah, I heard that. Yep. That's a thing. Let's see. Okay, so she says, so I had LOL, so had to be here. I am on 7.5. Sometimes it seems to be working and sometimes it's not working. Like I would love for it to work. Okay. So are you doing all the things though to make it work? I guess is what the question I would ask is like, okay, all the things are exercise. Are you exercising? Are you eating, in a calorie deficit? And hopefully, more toward the whole foods than not, that sort of thing. So do you know how many calories should you be getting to maintain your weight? And then you subtract 500. So there are apps you can find that out. You could talk to a nutritionist, a dietitian. A lot of insurances have that, covered. I hear a lot of people don't utilize that because they don't really even know about it. So that might be something to try. One of the things about getting a DEXA scan, Cindy, is they go over all that with you, like your calories, and they just use a calculator too. So you don't have to go to a DEXA scan place to do that, or, get a scan or in-body scan if your gym has one. But so I would look at all those things. But when I was on 7.5, I want to be honest with you, it didn't work for me. I didn't love that dose. If I had a least favorite dose, it was 7.5. But this is the reason why I think you should keep track of how much you lost on each dose. Because when I was like, I didn't lose a thing. Have been telling people I didn't really lose on 7.5. When I went and did the numbers, I lost on 7.5. Now, it wasn't as fast as the other weight loss, that I had, but I still did lose. And I didn't realize that because I just wasn't a fan of the dose. I just remember getting on the scale and being disappointed more than not. And also, one of the things on that 7.5 is my food noise came back quicker than I think any other dose I had been on. So that was my main struggle with that 7.5. But I did lose on that dose. Let's see. Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Okay. You started the Nutrafol. Okay. So you'll have to let me know. No, I'm going to be honest with you. I always say that like I'm not, but that Nutrafol is, it takes 6 months to see some growth. Now, if you see some growth before the 6 months, let me know. But when they say 6 months, they mean it. It's not going to be an overnight fix. So you're just going to have to be diligent. So, and I think it's $88. I think that bottle you buy, I'll bring the bottles. I still have mine, some down there. That should last. I think I have I was getting a 90-day supply, or is it a 60-day supply? So you might have to buy it twice to see a difference. So you should be getting a 60-day twice. And by that time you're done with that second bottle, you should see a difference. So you'll have to come back and let us know. I love that. I'm excited. Hi, Sandy. Look at that. Look at the other beautiful highlights we have there. So you bought the gummies you suggested. Nutrafol too is too big for you to swallow. Yes. So I got another gummy. When I'm done with the ones I showed you, I'm gonna go back to those. I'm gonna bring those. We got to talk about maybe in the next live. I'll do that toward the end because my next live, I love this topic that we're gonna do. Yeah, I already have it planned and ready to go. I just don't have it put up yet. Let's see. Constipation, try golden kiwi. Okay. Okay, golden kiwi. It has to be golden, Cass. Golden. Becky, hey Becky, how are you? She says, hello to all. Been to 2 different churches today and ate goodies both times, but praise God, won't be around that kind of temptation for a while. Well, good for you. And I don't think it's anything wrong with treating yourself every now and then. Now, if you were doing that every other day, that'd be a different thing. So good for you. I'm glad you were up in church. Let's give her some confetti for that. Pray for me. Jeez Louise. Go, Becky. Go, Becky. Go, Becky. We love that. All right. Very good. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to make it through this chat. This chat goes on and on to the break of dawn. Okay. She says, oh, thank you to everyone. Thank you. Somebody must have said my hair was nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yellow dragon fruit helped you with the constipation. Minoxidil, yes. Anissa, Mel uses that. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of this stuff, it takes a while to work, but you got to just kind of stick with it, and then it'll kick in. Beverly said, no food noise to me is not the same as being hungry. Being hungry is hunger, and food noise is me having a craving. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, you're craving something. It's just those constant thoughts. I'm telling you, go and watch that video. I'm going to give you some strategies on how to conquer that. Yeah, and a lot of it is, one of the things I'm realizing with this GLP-1 is a lot of it we control with our eating. Right? We control, and it's hard to, I don't know so many people that are just eating strictly whole foods. Some people, eat little things, something fried here, something sweet there, and people are doing a mixture. But people who have been strict and faithful on their journey, they really haven't had the side effects like some of us are having, or, they've just been easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I would say tighten up that diet if you can do it. That's going to alleviate those side effects. I'm not saying they're going to totally be gone, because you could be a person with a sensitive stomach, right? But for the most part, it's what we're eating. So, if you're taking your shot and you take it on the weekend, don't eat fried chicken before you take your shot. Don't eat French fries before that injection. That's just going to make your stomach queasy. Don't eat the Mexican food. Like I did that one time and I never did it again. Some things your stomach just can't handle close to the injection or after the injection. So I think if you're that tired and you can't get up and get out of bed, you don't have another sickness on top of that, you need to be talking to your doctor about that dose and figuring out, that's probably too strong of a dose for you. Or either you're eating something you shouldn't be eating. So it's either one of those two things. And it could be things going on with you I don't even know. So hashtag I'm not a doctor. But and I like I say, for me, like I listen to people who probably met the goal, and it helps if you're like around my weight too, because you understand like this is what a struggle this is at this weight for me. And but I say the people that are in maintenance and maintaining what they're doing and how they're doing it, those people, did a good job with eating. Now, it's some people that I'm here losing weight, and I'll see them and they'll say, from here, I'll see them in different live streams and stuff, and they'll say how they couldn't eat. They haven't been eating. Those people I'm not going to be as looking to for some support, because I'm eating. I want to talk to the people that ate and lost weight. I don't want to talk to the people that didn't eat and lost and are losing weight, because I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna still eat and eat and try to get those 16 to 1800 calories in. So that's what I've been doing. And I realize my weight is gonna probably be slower because I'm not cutting back as much. And remember, I'm exercising, but I'm not exercising, sweating every day. And some of these ladies are out doing big things with the exercise. I'm not do I guess I am doing, I'm doing the strength training, but I feel like I could be doing more when I see people out there just really like doing it well. I feel like I could be doing more and pushing myself harder. So yeah, so we can always improve. I guess that's the moral of this story, but I would just look at that food first because that's really going to be the thing that you need to tweak. Never knew about food noise, so I realized I wasn't thinking about food or planning a meal. Absolutely, me too. She says, yes, there's definitely a difference in food noise and actually being hungry. I have found out that threat with me. Unnecessarily food noise. Sometimes I get past it and sometimes I can't. Yeah, and that's the thing. Even with the medication, it's hard to get past that food noise, right? And I think if you're watch the video with the strategies I'm giving you, and I'm going to talk more about strategies too, because I'm going to talk more about that. But I think, and that's what I've done, because like I was on 10 milligrams for 6 or 7 months. I've been on 12.5 I thought I was only on it for 6 or 7 months. Losing It Grace told me I was on it for 8 months. She's been following my videos. So that's a long time to be on a dose. So the moral of this story is I'm trying to make it work. I'm not somebody that just titrates up as soon as something is not the weight is slowing down or whatever the case. I do think it's things you could do and tweak yourself, but I'm also not having the food noise. And when I was starting to have it, when I allowed myself to eat more sweets and fried foods than I normally eat, because I wasn't eating on my schedule at my house, I was eating out and about. And when I was allowing myself to do that, that's when all those cravings and things came back. And this just not being motivated on top of all the grief, it was just too much. But it's all tied to food. It really is, like your mood, all these things are tied to what we're eating. Okay, so all right. So I hope that was helpful for people who wonders about this whole food noise, because food noise is one of the things that will send you up to the next dose in a heartbeat. And not for nothing, people that I've interviewed, so go check out my playlist of interviews. I have some good folks I've interviewed on there. And most people that I've interviewed that met their goal said that they either had to go up or down based on having food noise. And people who actually had the gastric bypass surgery, that's one of the reasons why they also needed a GLP-1. Guess what? Because they were having food noise. So food noise is an animal all in itself. And if you can learn how to get control of the food noise without going up on the dose initially, I think that's good to start there. I think it's good to do that, because when will you get to 15 and have the food noise? Then what are you going to do? There is no other dose right now. So that's why I think you need to learn how to manage it when you're on these lower doses, because you're going to get to a point when you get to that 15 and there's nowhere to go right now. So there's that. Now I know people have other strategies for doing things. I'm just going to follow as closely as I can to what the manufacturer said. The manufacturer, which is Lilly, right? They're not saying take 17 milligrams and, make your own, 20 milligrams and all that. Like, I'm not doing that. Because they haven't come out and said you should do that. And just think, people who end up in the ER, this and that. We hear that people took Ozempic, and I'm just using Ozempic because that's the last story I heard, where somebody ended up in the ER, but we don't know what that person did. We don't know. Did you follow what you were supposed to be doing? Did you eat a burger and fries and then took the injection? We don't know. So I think a lot of that stuff is hard to judge because you don't know what people are actually doing. Patsy, how are you? Popping in late. It's been a while since I joined. Thank you for coming in. Okay, you're trying the oral minoxidil. The topical seemed like it was working, but you have 2 small dogs. Okay, all right. So come back and let us know how that worked out. You said you're exercising, and unfortunately, I recently had a total knee replacement, so that put a damper on things, but I do keep going. I need to focus more on what I'm consuming. Yes, and just do things for your arms then. Do some arm exercises, get those Angela Bassett arms on point. And that's what you could do in the meantime, in between time. Bev says, for constipation, I've also used the yellow dragon fruit. Oh boy, does it work. A plus for me because I love them. I haven't tried that yet, but you don't want to eat too much because they'll have you going to the bathroom. I think I'm going to try that. Very good. Okay. All right. I'm not that far behind because some of these messages. So we have 70 people. Mel, do we have 70 likes? I don't know. We've had a lot of folks watching over the course of time. Are our likes matching up? Can you guys take a minute to like the live? You love your air fryer. Yes, but you know what? I was hearing, Cass, that air fryers aren't the best for us. I was hearing that. Rosie, you said I need to be doing more exercise wise. Okay, yeah. That's the thing. Ooh, you had a burger on lettuce. I remember Round Mound talking about eating his burgers. I don't know if they were In-N-Out burgers with just the lettuce. It's a name they give the burgers. So I love that. Let's see. Okay. All right. Very good. Can I name someone that ate well? Late to the chat. Carla, how are you? She says, but hello, everyone. Hello. Let's see. Amen, Dee Dee, you are so right about trying to manage your dose, especially if you're higher up. I'm on 12.5 and still have a long way to go. So I'm trying to manage. I know that's okay. Lady red hot, not just red hot. She says, hi, Downsize and Diva in chat. How are you? All right. Yeah. Managing that, your dose is a thing, Bev, when you're already up to that high dose. So yeah. So I'm just trying to manage it, but, yeah, so Mel says you're in the other stream. What is the other stream saying and doing? We want to get over there. How do we know? All right. So I got through the chat. Does anybody have anything else they're celebrating? And then we can say good night. I love that. Oh, somebody's commenting on my video as we speak. How about that? Well, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. You guys hanging out with me tonight. I love doing the update. I feel like my people. So I will be on here Wednesday at 8:30. We have such a great topic. I'm not going to say what it is right now. I'll be back over there. Yeah, Mel, some of this chat is so busy. I have to find out what's going on. But I'll be here on Wednesday. We have a great topic. So, come and join me, come up and pull into the top chat. I think everybody's going to be able to talk about this and relate to this. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the Wednesday live stream. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks for rocking it out with me. And, we're going to have one of these days, I'm going to be doing a countdown to this 100 pounds because this 100 pounds, I have a feeling it's on the verge. It's coming along here. It's coming along. All right. Thank you, guys. You have a great week. Yeah, Cass, it's negative things about the air fryers. You got to look that up. We got to find, maybe we can talk about this toward the end of the Wednesday live, if you come to the Wednesday live. So I will see you guys. See you on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I just love you guys. Thank you for the support and thank you for cheering me on. I actually needed it and I appreciate it. And have a great week. Start to your Monday. Have a great Monday and rest of your week. Check out my community posts. I'm spotlighting women that have famously lost weight on a GLP-1. So I started today with my girl, Lady O, and then we're going to go from there. So check that out every day. I think they post about 7 o'clock in the morning. So if you're up early, check out those posts, make a comment. Love to hear from you. Bye.